I learned in the yeshiva in Borough Park, which started on the east side. And the Rosh Yeshiva of that yeshiva came into the Friedig Rebbe, so I was told. And he asked the bracha to be matzlich in his yeshiva. And the Friedig Rebbe told us that when he moved to America, and it didn't look like there's any hope and success for having a yeshiva on American soil. And the Friedig Rebbe told him that the pasuk says, "V'hoyer ishischa mitzar, v'achrischa ish gemoed," that your beginning is small, but your future will be very big. So the Friedig Rebbe told him, "Reshischa mitzar," from the beginning small, from that you have a lot. You can have a achrischa, a large future. And indeed, it was achrischa yish gemoed. Many talmidim of that yeshiva came over to Torah Mimim, and a lot of those talmidim are shluchim of the Rebbe today. Many who live in our community too. So, talking about standing over here by this special event, a Siyum Rambam, where we're celebrating the Rebbe's Takana. For those of us who feel that Lubavitch Yeshiva is really small, the big hall in Lubavitch Yeshiva is really small, and we really need to have something like Madison Square Garden, in Mirz Hashem, that will come through the Reshischa Mitzar. I'm not talking about the theme of the entire Sefer Rambam, per Sefer Madison Square Garden. For the entire Sefer Hayad, we'll have to have something much bigger than that. It's very motivating and inspiring to be here tonight on a personal level, to see Yungelait, Bachrim, Yungelait, Yosh Ve'oil, Baalei Esek, from all stripes of life that are coming to celebrate Siyum Rambam. Just 2 days ago, a young man came over to me and told me that he has a son was is nicht as a große Masmid, let's put it mildly. Not a boy that's kocht sich stark and learning, that's constantly at his Gemara and his Chassidus, etc. And he was walking with his brother, his younger brother, his 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and he was telling his brother he has to rush home. Why does he have to run home? Because it's almost Shkia, and he has to do Rambam before Shkia. Where does my kid get such an idea? Rambam before Shkia. Where did he get this from? This is totally not his style. And the young man told me, I realized, because by me, Rambam is like Kodesh Kadashim. The first thing in the morning I do is Rambam. And I spend a lot of time at Rambam. And I know, and if I can't finish the whole entire Rambam in the morning, then I'll do it something I have to finish before Shkia. And eventually you don't realize these things rub off on your kids. And my son picked up the same thing. The Rebbe tells us in Hayom Yom, when you get to limud HaTorah b'chlal, that learning Torah b'chol yom v'yom, a daily kriyas in Torah, is negea b'nefashas mamash. It's pashut critical to life. And the Rebbe adds, na yom yom, loy levad b'nefesh haloymid. It's not negea b'nefesh for the person that's learning. It's negea to nafshes b'nei beis, it's negea to the entire environment, to the entire family. Because when a person has a kviyas itim to learn Torah every single day, and this is not even the Rebbe's takanah, b'chlal limud HaTorah. And certainly when it's the Rebbe's Horah and the Rebbe's takanah and the Rebbe's shlichus, Hayom Yom tells us that the avid habayis, the atmosphere in the home, becomes an avid of Torah v'Yiras Shamayim. There's no doubt that in a house where Rambam, the entire house surrounds around Rambam, that has such an impact, l'doiros, and everybody that goes through the shvel, the doorpost of that home. There's a sikh of the Friedig Rebbe, L'Kutei Deburim, where he writes, really typical about Rambam. Rambam is one of those things that sometimes people really struggle. There's some hashgacha pratis that punkt when it's Kiddush HaChodesh, you remember at 1 o'clock in the morning that you didn't, so you're behind in your Rambam, that you have to finish your Rambam. Or when it's one of those prakim that is mem hey halachas, you know, that happens once in a blue moon, and then one after another, the 3 prakim go like that, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, oivei, I didn't know my Ram today, and then you take out the Rambam, you're falling asleep. The nachas that is lamaila from your falling asleep, no, not from you learning Rambam, from you falling asleep on the Rambam, is tremendous. The fact that a person knows he can't go to sleep, and his eyes are closing, and weiter, and he's keep on going. So the Friedig Rebbe writes in the Sikha, Bezeh HaLashon, I want to quote you the words in Yiddish. as a Yid a verharbeter von die schwere Tag Arbeit. A Yid that's coming tired and exhausted from a full day of work. Angebrannter von der Sonne. He's been sunburnt. In today's weather we can understand what that means. Oder angefrorene von der Kälte. Or he's frozen because it was a freezing cold day. Bei Nacht lernt sein Shir, and it comes by night and he learns his daily Shir, is die Teure HaGdoshe Meireres Rachmam auf dem Yidden und auf seine Bnei Bayis. The Torah itself is arousing great mercy on him and his entire family because this guy knows that the Shir Rambam comes before anything else. Tomorrow night is Tezvav Av. Tezvav Av, I think it says on the flyer, on the poster, yeah it does, is when we start increasing a limit of Torah. And a number of sikhs the Rebbe points out that by Yid, the very fact that he knows that the nights are becoming longer, which is l'chura in Sheveteva, it's a natural thing, that's what happens, that's a cycle of the sun. The Seder is that at a certain stage in the year, the nights start becoming longer, and there's another time the nights become shorter. No one's ever said when the nights become shorter, the mitzvahs start decreasing and learning. A Yid knows that anything that happens in this world is for Torah. The night has increased the amount of time. By day I can't learn. Amol the Seder was, by day you have to work. And the boss made you work until, not Atzeis HaShemesh, but Atzeis HaNeshama. You have to work until it gets dark. But it's night now. Oh, Baruch Hashem, night. I could leave work and I could go to learn. And night is longer. Oh, I can learn even more. That's the Teva Yid. Right away he connects that with Limud HaTorah. And in the situation that we find ourselves today, where so many things are going on, and I don't want to be ma'arich b'dvarim ha'mavilim v'ha'metzarim v'ha'machivim and what we've experienced last year and this year. We know that ein lanu shir rak ha'Torah zois. All that we have left is Pashut Efnen, a Gemara, Efna Maimach Chassidus, and Alachas Kam v'Kama opening Mishnah Torah Rabbam, which gives us a Chayes Chadasha every single day. We appreciate it from Tisha B'Av. One thing that we weren't allowed to do on Tisha B'Av was learn Rambam. I don't know why. We could question why the Rebbe wrote in the Meir Shir that Tisha B'Av, the Shir Rambam, should be learned by night. And so many people were struggling with it. And one of them, Agid Shir, I don't know if he's here in the room, told me, I don't know what to do. I have a daily Shir Rambam, and the people are not going to come to the Shir, and I can't do it by night. What should we do? Can we find a heter to learn Rambam? And I said, what do you want from me? It says that the Rebbe wrote in the Meir Shir to learn Matzah Tisha B'Av. And why chittas do we do by day on Tisha B'Av? I don't know, whatever the answer is. But I'll tell you a very simple answer. There's nothing more mesamchei leiv than Rambam. Pikud Havai Yisharim mesamchei leiv. If there's anything they now learn on Tisha B'Av, is the Rebbe's Takana of Rambam. The nachas, the geschmack that we have every day from learning the Rebbe's Takana. And it comes Tisha B'Av, I can't, what can I do? I can't learn Rambam. And we're waiting for Matzah Tisha B'Av, I can do the Shir. So it's say that Tfilis L'chal Hashana, it's Hilchas Shabbos, whatever. Hilchas Mila, I don't remember what it was. I think it was part of Mila, part of Say that Tfilis. That's what I think it was. This is my Mesamchei Leiv, this is my Chayes, this is my energy. When the Rebbe spoke about Rambam, the Rebbe said it's a very difficult thing to do. What was the lashon the Rebbe used? The Rebbe said Rambam is difficult. How many times did the Rebbe say about a takana of his that it's difficult? Is anything difficult for the Rebbe? The Rebbe said that people should give tzedakah every single day in order they should be matzliach in keeping this takana. Pashut, they should be able to keep this takana. So some people actually think it really is difficult. But after you do it, it's mamish mesamchei leiv. It's difficult to get down, put everything else away, and stick and be consistent, do the Kviyas Rambam. And when you do it, it fills your entire day with Elikus, with Rebbe, with his kashrus, with Torah. So much so, also when the Rebbe spoke about the Takana of Rambam, he said that he wants the Rambam should be something that we talk about all the time. When two people meet, they'll talk about the daily Rambam. When Rabbanim give drashas in shul, they should connect it with Rambam. When you go to be Makal Kehillis, they should connect it with the daily Rambam. It permeates everything that we do. And if it is difficult, then over here we have what the Rambam writes in Hilchas Talmud Torah. Af chachmasi amdali chachma shalamadati ba'af hi amdali. The thing that keeps me going is ma shalamadati ba'af. That took some energy, koiches, difficulty, which wasn't easy. To be consistent is not easy. To be consistent, like the guy said, it's not hard to stop smoking. You know how many times I stopped smoking? Yeah, of course it's not hard to learn Rambam. It's not hard to have a kviz on Rambam, but it's hard to have a kviz on Rambam continuously. We're not talking about a kviz for one day. That's Torah Shalamati Baf. Das is Amdali, that stands for me, that gives me a chizuk. And when it's a shir berabim, when many Yidden learn together, the Gemara tells us that Rambam brings it, if you're learning in a Beis HaMedrash, you partially retain, you're learning, Loibim Heiru Mishakeach, has a kviz, the Maila kviz, Limud HaTorah berabim. There's a letter of the Friedrich Rebbe, a very, very sharp letter where the Friedrich Rebbe writes, don't know if this is PC. Friedrich Rebbe writes, Asher inyan zeh asher anash yikvu itum l'toyre benigla v'dach negei benafshi mamish. The idea that anash should fix times for learning Torah and nigla chassidus is pashut negei to my life. V'davar zeh hu chut hamakasher esanu yachad. This is the thread that keeps us together. Now that part is okay. I'll continue. V'asher lulei zeh, and without that, ma lochem v'li. What do you have to do with me? Yehi lochem asher lochem. Keep for yourself whatever you have to yourself. V'davar ein li imachem loy begashmis v'loy beruchnis. And I have nothing to do with you, not with gashmis, not in ruchnis. And he continues, Ki eich esa ponei levakesh. How do you expect me to go and ask from the Rabbam a bracha from you when you're not doing my takonis, when you're not being kavei etul l'toira? From the negative, we understand the positive. When a person learns Torah and is kavei etul l'toira, when a person is kavei etul l'toira berabim, when a person is kavei etul l'toira berabim in the Rebbe's takana, when you make Siyum berabim, this is negei benafshi mamish. This is something which is a chut hamakasha between us and the Rebbe. So Leibish to help him that from this Siyum Rambam there should be a tremendous motivation and inspiration for more afatas limud Rambam, for more limud Rambam, poiling in ourselves in limud Rambam, affecting others in limud Rambam, and a grace yeshakayach for all those who put in all this effort for tonight's event and for many more events in the past and in Mitzvah Shem in the future. There's a whole range of organizations, and I don't know all the names. You have to forgive me. Kol echad ve'echad v'shmo yevurach, for all the tremendous effort of making our community a mokim Torah. Sof kol sof, the Rebbe said that our shchuna will be a shchuna where Torah and Yerushalayim rules. No, I think we've already reached that stage. So the Rebbe is to helfen that our shchuna should go together with kol olam kulei and join into the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi with the Rebbe b'Rasheinu, the Rambam b'Rasheinu, we take from Yad Mamish. Amen.
Where Rabbi Braun began, I'm going to continue with the Akaras HaTov for those that put this event together, which a lot of funding and a lot of mi haravanya, the both shuras. So first of all, it's Le'ilu Nishmas, Reb Yoel ben Rafal HaKoyin Khan, it's a refuah of Reb Shai Yezusha ben Chana Rivka, and Shimon ben Elisa, and Elisa, and Reb Shmuel Moshe HaKoyin ben Freder Rachel, and the event and the Ishtadlus, the Kalin, and Pashas, the Askanos of pulling it all together, we owe a huge amount of Akaras HaTov to the person like Rabbi Braun began that makes our a shchuna as an example, a Beispiel in Limud HaTorah. And now that we come to Tesvav of, that it says, Moisifim b'Limud HaTorah by night,